Morning class. Today we are going to study chapter number 2, Constitutional Design. As the name of the chapter says, Constitutional Design, in this chapter we are going to study about Constitution, what is the importance of Constitution and why do we need Constitution. Constitution, the definition of Constitution is a supreme law within which the government works. Government has divided or it has made different organs for working different rules. For example, we can say legislative, judiciary, executive. These three organs of government have been given different duties and different powers. So this constitution, all the organs of the government have to abide by the laws which are made by this constitution. These all have to follow the laws which are given by this constitution, which are given by this framework. For this was an example that it is a written law which is accepted to people. In this we have the right of the people also. Now I'll just give you an example of South Africa, where there was a problem of apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination on the basis of race. South Africa में there was a problem of apartheid, which was a discrimination on the basis of race, means discrimination on the basis of skin color. There were blacks and there were whites. The whites were majorly oppressing the blacks because they were not allowed to travel in the buses, they were not allowed to come on hotels, restaurants, they were not allowed. So in this, now in this the country of South Africa, what happened? A new role model, that a new leader, Nelson Mandela, came into. And Nelson Mandela worked for the minority, worked for the blacks, so which were oppressed by the whites. So then it was decided that a constitution should be made which should give equal rights to all the people, whether it is black or it whites. So there were two problems, that was, one were the oppressors, which were the white person, and secondly there were a oppressed party, which were the blacks. The whites were oppressing the blacks in every single race. For example, they were not allowed to go in restaurants, they were not allowed to go in hotels, they were not allowed to travel in buses also. So Nelson Mandela, as a leader, he worked for the rights of these blacks and he decided to make a framework, a law which should be acceptable to all the people, whether it is white or black. So just why this example of South Africa, which arisen a problem of apartheid, and where Nelson Mandela worked for the laws and rules for the blacks or whites, the constitution was framed. Now what is the use, what is the need of this constitution? Means here we come to know that what is the importance of constitution in a country. If we do not have any constitution, a country will work as it likes. The ruler will work on his own self. So there is some framework, there is a written law which is given by, so that every people should accept these laws and regulations and work according to it. So different organs of the government should work according to the constitution. And now importance of constitution. Importance of constitution, my first point is that the degree of trust and coordination. As we all know that India is a huge and a diverse country. There are different people which have different religion, different caste, different races. So in this, to come together all the people of a country in one way, we have to address a degree of trust and coordination between all the people, and this can just be done by the constitution. Secondly, when we are working in this, constitution, it gives limits and powers of all the organs of government. It gives the limits that which organ of the government will work which power will be given to the which organ. For example, executive, legislative makes laws, executive empowers them, and the judiciary is for justice. So this is all decided by the constitution. The constitution decides that which organ of the government will do which work. Now we saw that these were the importance of the constitution. Now third we have here that what was the making of constitution, when was the constitution made and what was it implemented. Now, making of the constitution, we had various problems which were faced by India in making the constitution. First of all, India is a huge and a diverse country, so making them or to getting all the people in one country in one way, there was an importance of constitution and there was a problem, but all these problems were solved by the government, and all the constitution, all the rules and regulations of this constitution were made in making in mind all the problems which were faced by India. So first, the path of constitution was that in 1928 Motilal Nehru and 8 Congress leaders drafted the constitution. In which year? 1928. 1928 the constitution was drafted by Motilal Nehru and the other 8 Congress leaders. By 1928 when it was drafted, then in 1931 there was a Karachi resolution, which there a resolution of constitution was taken at the Karachi session. A resolution was taken at the Karachi session. Okay, 1928 the constitution was drafted by Motilal Nehru and 8 Congress leaders. In 1931 the resolution was taken at the Karachi session. Now this constitution, when it was drafted and resolution, we had faced many problems, which was that the partition of like India and Pakistan, partition of on the basis of religion, that was India and Pakistan. So there was much type of bloodshed, much type of destruction. But there's also 1931 we had a resolution at Karachi session and the constitution was made. Constitution was made by a constituent assembly. Now here we have a member of representatives which we can call them as constituent assembly. So a constituent assembly was made so that a constitution can be made in a order way or in a better way. So in this constituent assembly we had 299 representatives. 299 representatives were in this constituent assembly to make the constitution in a regular way. Now the constitution assembly, whatever rules and regulations were made in the constitution, they were for the rights of the people, which were accepted by the people. The first right, we can say, there was a universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise, as we all know, that it is the right to vote above 18 years, right? For male it is 21 and for female 18 years. So this right was given to every person, that above the age of 18 years the right to vote, women had the right to vote above 18 years of age and male 21 years of age. Then right to freedom. Right to freedom means people can go anywhere. There was no restrictions on going in buses or that, which we first saw in the South Africa, that the blacks were not forced, they were forced not to travel in buses, not to go to hotels and restaurants. All these problems were solved by the Constituent Assembly by making a constitution, which was drafted in 1928 and which was it was taken a resolution at the Karachi session in 1931. Thank you.